right? If you at the very last moment only start thinking about safety, that's where everything goes wrong, because now you're trying to patch all of it together, and you don't want to go back and redesign your architecture. You don't want to redesign your whole product. And so now you're just saying like, hey, let's do some spot checking. Let's do this kind of like duct taping around it. And that's what happens a lot when, let's say enterprises first think about adopting AI. And that's where we see this Air Canada mistake, right? Or we see these kind of character AI mistakes. It's because you can catch, some edge cases, but the problem is if you don't design from the ground up with safety in mind, there's too many edge cases, because generative AI by nature is so different and magical because it has the ability to say anything, right? Because it can be so creative, and that really harms, the safety aspect, because you can't try to build an if statement for every single case. And so so these kind of companies are trying to develop AI and they just slap on the safety at the end, basically struggle a lot with that.
Yeah. No, you're right, Eric. I mean, safety has to be first, right? Like we keep saying, safety first, right? It has to be truly foundational for all these products. So, Eric, let's talk about the future a bit. So you are seeing a lot of these trends, right, that are happening here and now in AI governance. Where do you see all of these trends shaping up in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years, taking a more future view?
Yeah, one thing that I was at NeurIPS, the Premier AI conference in December. It happens every year. This time it was in Vancouver. And I was talking to basically a bunch of safety researchers, as well as professors. For example, Dr. Yoshua Bengio was there. He's one of the grandfathers of AI. Max Tegmark was there for MIT. These people were talking about basically this larger trend is in a positive direction, right? If we take a step back, there's lots of issues. And you might see a lot of contentious debates on Twitter or even on LinkedIn or these different platforms where there seems to be two camps. But actually, if you take a step back, we made an insane amount of progress, and I'm very bullish on basically the trend that AI is taking. For decades it was at it was stagnant, and now we have insane development. And now it's much more of a human problem rather than a technological problem, right? And I think we need to shift basically in the next 10 years to understanding that problem. Where I made a post recently about this,